For the past 2 years, I've been studying nutrition. I've been optimizing it for productivity and health. As a student, we don't have much time or money, so I try to do my best to optimize for these factors without compromising the health benefits. So I've defined 3 levels of healthy eating. The level 0, at which you are likely are right now, as most of the people, is basically no control. This is the average person. He eats processed foods, he eats unhealthy, he doesn't control his calories or anything. He eats junk food when he can, he drinks alcohol, he doesn't care. The level 1 of healthy eating is basically just removing processed foods from your diet. This is the most important one. It does like 70% of progress towards healthy eating. Once you've removed unhealthy processed foods from your diet, you're eating twice as good as an average person. So why processed food is bad? You might know this, you may not, but I'll explain you really quickly. The main reason why it's bad is because it was engineered purposefully to optimize for you to eat as much of it as possible so that you can buy more and so that the companies that make them can profit off of it. So there's people who've got PhDs, who've been studying it for years, who are literally analyzing the statistics and the ingredients, and they're trying to do their best to improve the food, but not in a good way, but in a way that it becomes the most addictive, sorry. So they do this, and they also optimize for price to get more margin, so they make it cheaper. And to make it cheaper, they put seed oils and sugars. Their sugar is really cheap actually, like 1 kilo of sugar costs around $1 right now. It's nothing. So they put a lot of sugar, which makes it more addictive, worse for your health, and cheaper. And they also use seed oils, which are estrogenic. They have been proven in the last years to cause cardiovascular diseases. They are generally really bad for your health. If you've seen people who eat a lot of seed oils, you can tell just by looking at them. And many foods are actually processed without you knowing it. Many grains have been processed. Rice is processed nowadays. When you see white rice, you know the rice you're used to? White rice is already a processed food because the original rice is like the brown rice. It has its bran. Like the rice, you only remove the hull which is the inedible part around the grain. And the processed rice is basically the whole rice with the bran industrially removed. And even after that, to make rice cook faster, because even traditional white rice is cooked for like 20-25 minutes. To make cooking faster, they process rice, they crush the remaining shell of the grain to make it cook faster, to create pores for water to enter it, so that it can be cooked in 10 minutes or even 5 minutes in some extreme cases. This, of course, improves the speed of cooking, but at the same time, it also increases the speed of absorption of the sugars that are in the grain. So normally when you eat rice, all the sugars get slowed down by the fibers. But this time, when there's no fibers left and when all the sugars got the pores for them to leave the grain really fast, when you eat this kind of rice, it's getting pretty close to just eating sugar because it gets absorbed into your bloodstream. You get an insulin spike, you get a carb crash, and you get the brain fog and all the bad consequences which kill your productivity and kill your health. So you don't want to do that. You want to cut the grains too, but it's the next level. It's level 2. On level 2, you've been already eating natural foods from level 1, but you haven't been controlling what natural foods you eat, so you eat like rice and pasta, kind of Whole wheat pasta is great maybe for level 1. You eat vegetables, you eat meat, you eat eggs, you eat some fat, but you don't eat any processed foods on level 1. On level 2, you start to think about the natural foods that could be bad for you. Like the processed grains, you start to remove processed rice and maybe pasta. You start to think more about estrogenics, like the cream. Cream contains a lot of estrogen, but it's also really rich in protein and fat, healthy fat. So you should eat cream on level 1, but not on level 2, you get me? If you're optimizing for productivity and testosterone, because if you're a man, you need testosterone to be productive. So this is level 2. On level 2, you eat like unprocessed rice or lightly processed rice with vegetables, with meat, with eggs and stuff, but you still have some taste optimization. You can allow yourself to add some sauce to make something like that so that the food tastes good. Once you get used to level 2 and you want to go further, this is when you go on level 3. And on level 3, you go on keto. You basically remove carbs, because carbs, they make half of your day unproductive and they also make your brain slower. So I've been on keto for more than a week right now. And I say, even though the first 3 to 4 days are tough, after that the benefits, you really won't believe how good it is. So basically the idea is that carbs, they are so processed now that there's really no way of avoiding them. Even if you eat potatoes, they've been selected so they will absorb fast into your bloodstream. So the idea is to get rid of them. Just eat meat and fats. This is what a carb dish would look like. This is what a keto dish would look like. This is what I eat almost every day. Of course, it varies depending on the ingredients, but this is the general composition. I've got meat, I've got eggs in the form of an omelette or something. I've got fats, different fats. Extra virgin olive oil is the best option with butter and some animal fat. When you eat the two, it's basically the best. It's well balanced without containing any seed oils or shit like that. So this is what I eat. And when you eat like this, it will take you a couple of days to transition. Usually it takes 3 to 4 days. In the first 1 to 2 days, you will feel really good because you still have glycogen in your liver, which provides energy for your body, but you don't have the carb spikes. So this will feel really good. You will feel energetic. The days 3 to 4 will be the toughest because this is when you run out of glycogen and basically your body gets no energy. I woke up on day 3 without any energy, with my knees basically trembling. I didn't want to do anything. But on day 4 to 5, your body transitions to keto. So your liver starts to metabolize the fats to produce energy, to produce the ketones. The ketones are basically these little pieces of fat molecules that are used in your body to provide energy for your brain and for your muscles and for everything. So this is the idea of keto diet. You remove carb spikes, it increases your productivity, and your brain also functions better when using ketones instead of sugar. So this is level 3. It's quite extreme, it's a very strict diet, so you'll have to forget about eating pizza with your friends. Pizza has carbs. Any basic normal dish has carbs. There's almost no way of getting a dish without it. So if you go to a restaurant, you eat like a steak without fries or anything like that, you eat just a steak, then it's a keto thing. And also be careful with restaurants, because restaurants, literally every single restaurant using seed oils to cook food. So if you want to avoid seed oils, you've got to cut that out too, or go very rarely. Yeah, I know self-improvement is tough, but the results are worth it.